And that's the first time I've ever lost to a girl in an arm wrestle. Yeah, but I mean, Laurie Guerreri is really strong.
We're on.
Oh, we're on. Hey, sports fans, welcome to Haroon's Hangout, the internationally featured show sponsored by Movi. I am your host, Haroon Rashid. Today, we are talking about what Michael Stelzner can teach you about innovation. And today, I'm joined by the head of business insights at Khemeia, Mr. Jon Stephenson. How's it going, John?
Good morning, Haroon. Great to be on your show. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So today, we're going to be talking about who is Michael Stelzner, why Michael is great at innovation, and the key takeaways that you can learn from Michael and how you can implement them in your business. Haroon's Hangout is presented by Movi, the video messaging application that allows for back and forth video message conversations that can be either public or private. Go to movi.co to see today's top posts, sign up for free, and join the conversations happening right now. That's movi.co. So, kicking off the show then, we're going to be talking about Michael Stelzner. Now, if you don't know who Michael Stelzner is, you need to sort your face out and sort your life out. He is the head of Social Media Examiner. And as you can see, if you just do a quick Google search, you'll get all this stuff here. He's a serial entrepreneur, and he's also an author as well. And if we go on Social Media Examiner, here's their About page. You can see that over here, they are the world's largest online social media magazine. So that says to me that Michael Stelzner is definitely somebody that you'd want to listen to. And if we scroll down as well, you can see that they've got over 340,000 email subscribers. So that seems to me like somebody who knows a bit about marketing and innovation. Don't you think, John?
Absolutely, Haroon. Absolutely. And of course, he's a friend of one of your colleagues on Haroon's Hangout, Mr. John Hayden.
Absolutely, yeah. John Hayden has been featured a couple of times recently on Social Media Examiner. And I think that's the kind of feeling that everybody has, is that if you get onto Social Media Examiner, it's like you get into the major leagues, you get into the big leagues, don't you? So I know that John was really, really happy about that. So why Michael Stelzner is great at innovation. This whole show we talk about marketing innovation and how you can use your marketing differently in this 21st century that we're all talking about. John, do you want to just give us your couple of bits about why you think Michael Stelzner is great at innovation?
Yeah, thank you, Haroon. I think there's really two main reasons. The first one is, or ingredients, if you like. The first one is that authoritative authors, and the second one is these guys pump out quality content. But there's a difference. The authoritative authors that are on Social Media Examiner are top social media pros. So Mary Smith, social media trainer, speaker, Amy Porterfield, creative ideas, social media strategy, friend of the show, John Hayden. Speaking of which, if anyone hasn't seen it, you must go and check out the Hangout that Haroon did, the Christmas special. It certainly raised a smile and put a smile on your face. But the second thing is, these guys pump out quality content, and it's bang on with the mission statement of Social Media Examiner. So it helps navigate constantly changing social media jungle. So they're feeding on a daily basis up to 240,000 email subscribers with comprehensive articles that have helped millions of businesses. The other thing as well is that you can also listen to podcasts, and there's two podcasts which I think are great. There's a daily podcast that pumps out 10 minutes of topical debate on social media, and there's Michael's show that's on once a week. It's 45 minutes, and it's one of the top 10 on iTunes, I believe, Haroon.
Absolutely. One thing that gets me, right, is that, speaking of John Hayden, so the first time we ever had John Hayden on the show, we did the show, and it was fantastic, and John had just been asked to go on Social Media Examiner. So, excuse me, and it was a big deal. So I said to him, I said, look, all right, Social Media Examiner are phenomenally successful. Okay, we can't dispute that. We've gone through all the stats. They are phenomenally successful. They are one of the biggest, if not the biggest, social media marketing resource in the world. Why? Because they're not doing anything at the time, it wasn't anything particularly different from all the other ones like Copyblogger and HubSpot and all those kind of guys. So why is it Social Media Examiner? Why are they so big? And John Hayden said to me off air, he said, I think it's because of what Michael Stelzner has done with building his network. And you talked about it, John. And he said that I think that what Stelzner has done is he's placed an emphasis on building a good quality network. And that was the thing. So he said he's not just having any old Tom, Dick, and Harry coming and guesting on the blog. He's got, like you said, Mari Smith, Amy Porterfield, Chris Brogan. I mean, those are the biggest names in social media that you can get, and Seth Godin and all these people. He's not just got any old person. So he's strategically found these people, developed relationships with them, and the most innovative thing that I think is really good is that he gets them to contribute to his blog, and it's exclusive content. And if you think about it, that is clever as hell, because he's just sitting back and allowing the greatest social media minds in the world to write content for him, and they're happy to do it because he has a good relationship with them, and he just sits back and lets the millions of hits roll in. That's innovation to me. I think it's great.
It's a great, I mean, innovation could be many things, but one of the key things about innovation is process. And if you take a step back and you look at the process that enables the authoritative authors and to produce the quality content, it's a wonderful process. And I do think it is innovative, which we'll touch upon in the next tick for the key takeaways from Michael. Haroon.
Absolutely. Be sure to catch At the Sharp End, presented by Movi, Mondays 10 a.m. with Khemeia director Ian Sharp, where every business can be profitable. Be sure to catch that Mondays 10 a.m. only on Google+. So, John, let's talk about the key takeaways now that people can implement in their own businesses, because this is a practical show. We want to give people practical tips. So what are some of the practical things that you think that people could take away from today's show?
Okay, one of the wonderful things about Social Media Examiner is that they practice an adapt, test, and learn approach. So they're using data and they're transferring that data into information to inform, drive, and grow their business. Now, I'm big on that in Business Insights. So how the devil do Social Media Examiner do it? Well, they produce an annual free survey which goes out to 2,800 marketeers. And the clever thing about that, Haroon, is that they turn all that data into information. So at the moment, they're on their sixth edition of it. And it's 50 pages, packed full of 80 charts, I believe. And it's all about what, where, why, when, and how people are using social media channels. Now, that's really, really clever. And this is why it's innovative, in my opinion, because that helps Michael and his team produce, plan, develop, and curate content. And it helps him with his editorial calendar. But taking a step back from that, what it also does is it informs his readership and his customers, because it's what they're feeling and it's what problems they're experiencing, and he shapes his content around that. That's brilliant. But as well as putting out lots of free information and advice, he also monetizes his content, and he does that in two ways. He does that through the Social Marketing World Conference, which is a physical conference that you can attend. But don't pack your bags, Haroon. I know you're keen and you love America, but you can actually go physically and attend that virtually online. And the other conference that he does is Social Media Success Summit, which is just purely an online conference. So to sum up, I think what he's very, very clever at is adapt, test, and learn approach to social media. And that's how he innovates, because he's constantly talking to his customers, experiencing learning and understanding what their needs are, and making sure that his content hits that.
Brilliant. And so if you want to do a survey for your business, you can use something like SurveyMonkey. That seems to be the most popular one. So we'll put a link to that in the show notes. And if you want to create a survey for your customers, find out what they actually want from you. And like John said, go create the bloody content, okay? Stop messing around. Okay, so for me, I think let's go on the strategic network. So you find key influencers, find people with networks that are bigger than yours and develop a sincere, a genuine relationship with these people. Okay, once you get that, then they will want to come and guest on your blog, on your site. Then you've got to develop a system. Okay, so how often are they going to be appearing on your site? What's the content? Do you write the titles for them, or can they pick their own? You know, do you give them their own login details to your site, or do you just say to them, submit it in a Word document or on Google Drive and we'll do it? Do you have guidelines? How are you optimizing for it? How long should it be? So really, really in-depth, build a process. Once you get that process and that system in place, you can get it done consistently. And then you can, like Michael Stelzner does, you can just kind of not sit back as such, but you can kind of have a system that works for you, and you're generating a lot of great content for your customers if you're doing it in accordance with what Jon has said as well. So we're going to come to a brand new segment on the show. As you know, we're all sponsored by Movi, and we've got this new thing called Movi Mailbag. And every week, what happens is that the guys at Movi, like Laurie and Jacob, will ask the audience, and they'll say that, okay, we're doing a show on whatever topic, and they ask the Movi community and the online community, what would you like us to answer on the show? So today, we're going to give a shout out to James Easterling, who's over in the US, and he asked a couple of questions, but the best one that we're going to pick for today is, how can I use Movi to raise my brand, how to make my brand better? So I've waffled on for a little bit there, Jon. Do you want to put your 2 cents in for this one, and I'll just wrap it up after you?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so let's take a leaf out of Michael Stelzner's book. What I would look to do is I'd practice, adapt, test, and learn using Movi as a platform. So the first thing I'd do is hatch a plan and look to develop content around that. Make sure that you know what your objectives are and test it, and then adapt it and learn from what your engagement is.
Absolutely. I would say that on top of that, that plan will give you consistency. But the one thing that I think it can lack, not just on Movi, but any other social media network, is the lack of engagement. So if you do post something and people are responding to you, respond back to them. Have a good conversation. And maybe don't, just kind of promote yourself. Actually get involved in the discussion selflessly, not selfishly. Don't try and just make it, an opportunity to kind of point people back to your blog or whatever. Promote other people. Get social. It's called social media for a reason. And by the way, James, we're going to be releasing a whole load of content on the Khemeia site, which goes into depth about how you can use Movi for your marketing, step-by-step approach, how you can get more followers, how you can get more comments, etc., etc. So I think we're going to leave it there today, guys. I've got a special announcement. Next week, do join us, where international marketing superstar and speaker and author Jeff Ram will be coming on Haroon's Hangout. We're going to be talking about customer service versus celebrity service. You do not want to miss this. So that'll be next week, Wednesday, 10 a.m. at the normal time, UK time. But from me and Jon the Major Stephenson, we want to say thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.